Hello and welcome to another Bunny and Teddy video diary. In this one, Bunny is determined to show you how to prepare that funny green vegetable she bought from Umbra. Take away, Bunny.
Hi guys, so it's a quick dinner tonight. I'm doing sort of vegetarian again. I'm going to be cooking the kohlrabi. I'm going to put a carrot and an old wrinkle sweet that will go as part of, instead of throwing them. I'm going to do a dal. So in there I have served two varieties of lentils. I have served a bigger one, the one that you use to do gâteau piment, and the red one. I just wanted to do a mixture. So I'm going to do vegetable and dal. We're going to eat that with some rice. I'm going to rinse that. I'm rinsing the water. Right, and I'm going to put that in my pressure cooker now. In there, some boiling water. I'm going to put it until half here in my pressure cooker. More or less half, maybe a little bit less. And then, just for flavouring, I'm going to add some bouillon. So probably 1/4 and probably another half. Stir it. This, I'm going to cook it later. This is Margoze, the one that you saw in the last video when we filmed what we bought from this new supermarket in Leicester. I will do that later on, but I'm doing a dal first. If you can see it's boiling. I like removing this foam. I like letting it cook a little bit, removing this foam from the...
What the idea behind that?
It's all the scum from the lentils.
Right.
They always say that it's best to cook lentils from pressure cooker. It's better digested when you do it in the pressure cooker. Don't know whether that's true or not. In there, I'm also going to put bay leaves, about 2 bay leaves, 3 bay leaves. Still removing.
So the foam seems to come up after a while and you can just remove it as it appears.
Yeah, and then I'm just going to cut my kohlrabi, peel and cut my kohlrabi, the sweet, just going to put it in there and close the pressure cooker 25 minutes, and then we'll have a look afterwards. I haven't fricassé or roussi, as we say in French. I have Mauritian, roussi or fricassé, anything. It's just I'm trying to boil and get the lentils soft. I like really creamy lentils or dal, right? You will see, look at the amount of stuff I've removed, but more and more you will get less. So by the time I cut the vegetables and put it in there, there will be less of this scum on top. So let's do this vegetables, cutting a veg. I know this looks a bit old, guys, but any vegetable for soup, never, apart if it's really bad, but try and use all your old veg. Right in there. As you can see, I think, guys, look, as you can see, this will be the only little bit now, I think, that will be left.
It is, isn't it?
Of the
foam. So you can actually remove more or less all of it.
Yeah, a tiny bit left won't hurt anyone. So now I'm going to put the carrot in. I will do a Jamie Oliver carrot. I wash, but I don't. When it's in something like that, I don't peel. It's all good stuff. I've just washed it.
Right.
This is Jamie Oliver. All the goodness are in the skins, in the peel. Kohlrabi. Actually, this one I'm going to just peel a little bit the outer. It's a bit hard, as you can see. If somebody could comment on our channel, I forgot what it is called, this veg in Mauritius. There is a name for it. Is it radzi? Kind of radzi, I think.
What the kohlrabi?
Yeah, here we call it kohlrabi, but there is a name back home. I think it is part or the family of a kind of not parsnip, turnip. Parsnip, not parsnip, turnip. It looks like a turnip. Yeah. I'm going to just cut it in little pieces.
Cooks quite easily, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It will melt in the dough, right? And before I close you want to come up? Have a look. I'm going to slightly remove that last bit, and then I'm going to close the pressure cooker for 25 minutes. As you can see, there is hardly anything now. Yeah, it's a question of I'm going to add a tiny bit more water until half, nearly half. I'm going to close it now. These babies, I'm going to prepare them. I'm going to give them a rinse. The Margoze. So this is a recipe from Chetna, a lady that I follow on YouTube. She's great. So I'm following her recipe, how she does it. I was right in saying that these needs soaking in salt to sort of remove the bitterness, because the English word for this veg is bitter gourd, I believe.
Oh right, yeah.
So to remove that acidity, as a kid or adolescent, I never liked this back home. But then I started working in a company, tourism company, and there was a lady, an Indian lady there. We used to bring and share our lunches, and one day she brought that, and I didn't know that was Margoze or bitter gourd. I said, wow, this is great. And I remembered her saying that you need to soak it in salt, and then the key with it is to fry it with really hot oil. So it's similar to what Chetna does. So first of all, she removes these, uses a peeler like that. She sort of peels a little bit. That makes sense, what I'm doing. Yeah, the first layer, not all of it, guys, yeah? And then she cuts it in half. She says in here she will only remove the big seeds. So we'll see what we've got. So you've got to finely slice it. Ideally, I know we remove the inner bit. Yeah, it's not too bad. You see what I'm doing, yeah? So, and then finely. I'm going to try and do that and remember the taste of it. It's very bitter, but extremely bitter. We try it again. It's an acquired taste, guys. If I give you that like this to taste, you'll be thinking, oh wow, right. You see how I'm in a bowl? I was thinking, I think I told you when I did the video showing you what we bought, I was hoping to have some seeds from that too. But I can't see any proper seeds, or maybe this. I don't know whether that's a seed or not. It's a shame really, because I was so excited. We've seen the next one. Second one. Ooh, these are better. Look, these are better seeds. Yeah! I might be able to have one. Yeah. Woo! Way! There are seeds! So again, remove that in a bit, like that. Some people stuff them. Yum.
With what?
Meat?
Meat?
Next time.
So there's not much room for anything, surely. Excuse the noise of the pressure cooker if it's coming through a lot here.
Right, okay. I don't think I will have a lot of luck with that, guys. I don't know whether I will get anything from that. Shall I bother or not bother? Maybe not this time. Right. Apparently this is good to lower your cholesterol and for high blood pressure. We're going to put some salt in there. Yeah, look how beautiful that is. Right, my hands are clean and I'm going to squash. Let the salt penetrates in that, and I'm going to leave that until the dal is cooked, about 30 minutes. I'm just going to leave it like that because extract all the, I guess, bitterness, and then I will show you my next step. With that, I'm going to put some, it's not in her recipe, but I'm going to put a little bit of pepper. I think there's tomatoes and onions, so this is an old pepper as well. I'm going to tidy up. I'm going to put that in the bin, tidy up quickly, and then I'm going to prepare the stuff for the margoze here we'll fry it with onions, and then the dal. Are you excited, my husband?
It sounds very flavoursome.
Well, I hope you like it, because I think for you, since you've been married with me, it's the first time you're eating bitter gourd. I mean, ideally, margoze is used back home for they eat it like that. They do achar. They do pickle with it. They put it in like a soup, bouillon poisson, like a fish broth, and then they serve it with a coconut chutney. So that kind of stuff. And then what else? They do it in curries, I think. Some Indian people stuff it. Or they fry it like that with salted fish. This one that I showed you. So I think these are Mauritian recipes, so we'll see. Right, this is a little mixture of about a level spoon of garam masala, a little bit of turmeric, and some Kashmiri chili right in there. So we're going to do the bitter gourd now. So as you know earlier, I have basically soaked that. As you can see, if I squeeze, you will see quite a bit of liquid coming from that. So I'm going to give that a rinse. Going to squeeze it and give that a rinse. And right, press it really well to remove all the water. And this is what we are left with, okay? I have got a hot pan, and I'm going to add some vegetable oil in there. Oops. Right, in here I have got an onion, a diced tomato, and half a yellow pepper. Right, all that is going to go in here to fry. Can you hear that? Your pan needs to be very hot. And in there I am going to also add the bitter gourd. Right? This, you will basically fry that on really high heat. I am not adding any salt in there because the bitter gourd is quite oily. What does that smell, Amor? Have you seen, guys, the bitter gourd has retained its greenery, but it has to be done on a very high heat, right? But I want this mixture to char a little bit. Guys, as I say, the heat needs to be very hot. Okay, let me show you. I have got sort of one, my hands are clean. Can you see a little bit of char on that? This is what we are aiming more or less everywhere. Look, this is the pepper. Oops. Look, bit of char there. So I'm aiming the same thing for this one is a good one for me. Can you see that one?
Yeah.
Don't know whether you can see.
Yeah.
That
You
one.
see the
Yeah.
bits of,
That's it. That one there.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are ready now. That's all we need to do. I'm going to put a little bit of
That was only about 3 or 4 minutes, wasn't it?
about 3 or 4 minutes. I'm going to put just 1 spoon. There's 2 little spoons, but I think with the quantity, I'm just going to put 1 only. Oh my god, the aroma. So I'm going to, oh wow. Can you see, guys, now? It's charred. Right, I'm going to switch. Oh, it smells so nice. I've switched the fire, yeah.
The heat is on.
Off now, yeah. I'm going to see what if I'm happy with it or not. It's really nice. Got a bit of crunch, spices of the garam masala and the Kashmiri chili. It will go really well with the Tarka Dhal. So I hope you like it. I'm not going to ask you to taste. There is a bit of bitterness, but the bitterness is sort of charcoal. It's not bitter. It's special. And I don't know, it reminds me now exactly what that woman, that ex-colleague of mine did. So we tell you, I really love it. I'm going to ask Teddy after when we eat our dinner whether to tell me whether he can be the
final George.
Yeah, okay. Right, for the time being, we're going to put that in a little dish here. I'm going to start my Tarka Dhal. So I guess I'm going to use the same pan. And in here, I am going to put some, goodness me. Yes, you are right. Right, in there I'm going to put, so we've got onions, but this half of it I'm going to use for the Tarka Dhal. So we've got a piece of ginger and 2 cloves of garlic. All the spices that are going to go in the Tarka Dhal, I'll show you. So I'm going to finish that little bit of mixture that I used for so that it was garam masala, turmeric powder, and Kashmiri chili powder. With that, I'm going to add a teaspoon of cumin seeds, roasted, a bit of ginger grated, 2 cloves of garlic, half a big onion sliced, and some curry leaves. Okay, so I'm going to grate those. Moment of truth now, guys. Ooh. Right, let's have a look.
It looks colourful.
This is what I was telling you guys, that you see the creaminess of it's all a bit mushy and I like that. So we're going to now remove the bay leaves.
There's a third one in there somewhere.
And now there is still a little bit of sort of water. I want that a little bit thicker. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that back onto the heat, full heat, yeah, and let that reduce a bit. And I'm going also to taste the amount of salt. You can mush it a bit more, guys. Right, let's have a taste, shall we? It's really creamy, it's rich, it's needs a bit of salt, but not much. I'm going to put, because this is salty, I'm just going to do half, like that a bit. I'm going to taste again. It's going to thicken quite quickly. Let's have a look now. Perfect. It's so nice, guys. I also liked the mixture of dough pulses. So I used the one that we use for gâteau piment, and then I used the red lentils. So with both of them, it gives it a little bit of more creaminess. Right, let's have a look. Look what I'm saying. You see, guys, how it's already thickened? Does that make sense? Oops, be very careful when that thickens. It's very, very hot. Right, that's the consistency I am looking for now. It didn't need much being on the stove, so I'm going to remove that in a minute. Now we're going to do the tarka. So in my pan, I've got some oil. Again, it needs to be hot. I'm putting a little bit of, it's about a teaspoon. Where's a teaspoon? You see, it's sort of doing. So the oil is hot. In there, cumin seeds, my ginger and garlic, my curry leaves, and some of my onions. Can you smell it? So nice, right? A little bit of thyme, just a tiny bit of thyme, and this mixture of, right? You don't want your spices to burn. Normally you put a bit more oil in it. That's it. You switch it off. Put a little bit more oil in it. But it smells so nice. But because of health thing, I didn't. So what I'm going to do, normally when there is loads of oil, you put that and you put that straight into the Tarka Dhal. But this time I'm going to do this. I'm going to just put a little bit in here to just swirl all the spices like that. I'm just going to put the gas on and let that cook a little bit more with the spices, infuse, so that the onions can get a little bit softer, so that the spices doesn't burn. Color is just a minute, a bit of water maybe, just let the stuff cook. This is instead of putting more oil, guys. I'm just thinking health-wise. About 2 minutes. So now that goes into that like this, and then you give it a stir. So basically you are sure that you haven't put a lot of oil in there. It's healthy, but it's still very tasty. Going to give it a little taste, shall we? Can you see how creamy that is now, guys? Perfect. Don't need anything else. Just a smidge of spice, but nuttiness, creaminess, everything is in there, because this is going to be quite sort of tangy. And so what I'm going to do now, it's tasting time for Ted's. In a little bowl, I'm going to put a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You can have a taste and tell me what you think. I am nervous because I hope you like it. Right, you have a taste.
You take the camera down.
Yes, okay. Moment of truth for Ted's. Ooh. You can be very honest.
The flavours come through after you've started to eat it. It is creamy and you feel a richness in there.
That's for the dal, yeah? But how
the
about
extra bits and pieces?
How about the bitter gourd with the dal? Do you think it's a good combo? Do you think it's...
Well, there's quite a bit of crunch in it, actually.
Do you like it?
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah?
Top job.
Yeah.
Bunny, excellent again.
So I've got to write this recipe now for you. Okay, guys, and if you want to give that a go, so I will be serving that with some boiled rice, well, some rice. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this little time with us too. Right guys, I think we're going to have dinner now. We're going to enjoy our Tarka Dhal with our bitter gourd. I still can't say the Mauritian name again.
Margoze.
Margoze, that's it. And then for pudding, this was supposed to be for Easter, but I was feeling very tired. For Easter we had mother-in-law. For dinner, as you know, I'm going through a bit of a health journey at the minute, so certain days are okay, other days are harder. So I bought all the ingredients to do a rocky road. I've made a big block of it, as you can see, so I'm cutting that into little pieces, and I will be sharing it with friends and neighbours and things like that. So
it's not all for me then?
No.
No.
Alright guys, you have a great evening. I shall see you hopefully in another video very soon. Keep watching, keep pressing the button and all the malarkey. Right, take care, love you all, bye.